Hello YouTube, it's Carrie here, coming at you from my very messy bedroom this morning. Topic for this week is how do you get back on track after holiday eating or celebration eating or Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Valentine's, anniversary, birthday, all that stuff. How do you get back to a good eating plan after you have gone astray? Number one rule, don't go astray. And I'm not saying I don't indulge every once in a while. I do. I generally tend to stay away from sugary indulgences though, because like I said before in some of my previous videos, I have a very, very fine line for dumping with my RNY. And so I generally don't tend to have that kind of stuff. But I do kind of like a carb or two every now and then, but I make it really an exception. I don't necessarily tie it into holiday eating. It just sort of, if the situation presents itself or something like that, I'll have a small amount of it and then generally migrate back to my regular eating plan, because that's, I mean, the habits that we enforce every day, once that becomes normalized, you know, it doesn't really become a thing. And carbs and sugar are a little bit tricky because they tend to trip that system that triggers hunger and craving those things as well, because of the way that it affects your blood sugar. So to be truly aware of that is really important, I find. So that if you do eat those things, remember that when you get hungry again the next day and you're like, ooh, where's that, you know, French toast, or where's that pasta or whatever, where's that cheesecake, where's that cookies, if you can stop yourself and realize that it was eating that thing in the first place that's driving you to look for it again, you can stop yourself and say, okay, well, maybe I should eat something that's not going to trigger my hunger, and that way I will get out of that cycle. That's important, guys. That's one of the most important lessons to learn. And I'll tell you, when I was in the phase where I was sick and I was regaining all that weight, I was not listening to myself. And I just, it's like I had forgone everything that I knew already and didn't really care about it, didn't care enough about my health, I think, at the time, was just wanting to satisfy my wants, not really my needs. And so it fell into that cycle, and then it just, until you can stop yourself and say, you know what, this is the system of a hunger and blood sugar, it turns itself into a cycle. Until you can really be accountable to yourself for all those choices that you make, you will be able to fall victim to that, to our own biology, really. So yeah, the way that I deal with it the most is that I don't put myself in that position. There are so many things that are good to eat that are within your plan of eating, whatever surgery you might have. You know, food is wonderful. Everybody loves food. There's a reason why we love food, because food is good and food is life. And you know, if your traditions previously had been focused more on carbohydrate and sugary treats, you can change that. You can decide what you want to do. Just because you've had, you know, these cookies for your whole life doesn't mean that you can't start a new tradition. Just because your favorite thing, you know, every year at Thanksgiving is stuffing, and you tend to make a lot of it because the family enjoys it, and then you have a lot of leftovers, and you end up eating it for a week. You don't have to do that. You can do other things. You can make substitutions to make those dishes healthier. I mean, a lot of it is education and research and really learning new ways of being and new ways of cooking and eating and being adventurous with ingredients. You know, last year on Thanksgiving, I was at Wendy's place, and what did we have? We had a seafood feast. And it was the best thing ever. And there was no stuffing, and there was no, you know, candied sweet potatoes and all that stuff. But the food that we ate was absolutely delicious. Because I only eat really delicious food. Because, you know, I love food. And I want to eat delicious food. And I can do that in healthy ways. You know, last night, so like, I went out last night, and I'm sort of feeling the day after effects of an evening of partying, and generally what I would have in my previous life migrated to would have been something like something carb heavy and filling that kind of like makes you like have comatose, but like, I don't know, probably the crash from your system processing alcohol and stuff like that is what trips that. I go the other way. So what did I have this morning? I made myself some soup. I had miso soup with seaweed in it. And it was rehydrating, and it was good for me. And it's something that I know is going to help me not get into that cycle. So I think the biggest takeaway from this is be aware of it. If you do it, if you indulge, be aware of it, and know how to know yourself well enough and keep the things on hand that will make you successful. And then the second half of that is you don't have to do what you've always done. It's a brand new world out there, and you get to decide what your future is going to be. And you can make those new traditions, and you can make them healthier, and it can be better for you, better for your family, better for the planet, everything. So, hope everybody has a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.